Siddharth, can you hear me and see me? You can type in the comment. So till the time Siddharth joins us, friends, let me tell you that My Life in Poems is going to be launched on 15th. And yes, the pre-launch is open. The pre-launch is open. Yeah, sure, I will send you the request, Siddharth. Yes, Siddharth, I can see you now. So friends, sorry for the technical glitch that we faced. Really sorry for that. And thanks, readers, for your patience in being with us till the time we got this issue sorted. And welcome, Siddharth. Welcome to our day 3 of our pre-launch discussion. And I was telling our readers that we are going to have a very interesting discussion today about our book, about something related to poems, and it's going to be very interesting. So I was just telling our readers.
Yeah, but I cannot see you. I don't know, Pallavi, somehow.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
it
can
is.
see you and hear you. I can see you and hear you, so it will be recorded, no issues.
Okay, okay, okay. Fine,
Yeah, we can proceed.
fine. Hello, readers. Hello, audience. Thanks everyone for joining in. You can see some familiar names here. Thank you, author Sagar, DJ. I can see DJ and some others. Okay, great. This is great. You have been able to join the call. Uh, yeah, so before we talk about, I think, our poetry, I wanted to talk about where we get inspiration from. So some of the authors which have, who have inspired us. Uh, I wanted to get some feeler from you guys. Uh, any poets, any authors whose name comes in your mind right now, uh, and you love to read poems from them. Their books inspire you always when you try to write a poem or think about something. So let me talk about my favorite ones, and one of them is I don't know if you have read this poem from William Blake. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? It's a very interesting one. It was there in our, I think, sometime in fifth or sixth, we were reading this poem, or seventh maybe. But the way the poet describes the tigers, the fear and the power and the magnificence of that being, it's amazing. So that also brought me closer to nature and started helping me, let me visualize and detail out how how I'm seeing like every part of that magnificence, the nature or anybody around, or nature in general, the creatures in general. How do I see them? It brought me some, inspiration, like how I can actually bring my visualization into pen and paper, and that has been my inspiration. One of the other ones I think is uh, the, everybody would know Robert Frost.
Yes,
Robert Frost is one of my favorites.
same
He
here.
he
Same here.
very simple poems, and I think everybody would know that poem, right? Miles to go before we sleep, before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep.
Yes, correct.
But so those kind of poems have inspired me, and I think whenever I used to write in my childhood or even now, I kind of go through those reminiscences of those memory I have, and it makes me like feel wow, very connected, very inspired, motivated through these lines or through these details of how somebody can visualize nature, or somebody can visualize a person, all that, right? And that brings a lot of joy when you are talking about somebody in that detail. You are
Mhm.
also observing and you are
Correct.
feeling good about it. That excitement is completely different. It makes
Exactly.
you, yeah, makes your heart connected very well. Pallavi, who's your favorite poets or
See, as
authors?
um, I would say that as a child, or when we were growing up in class 6 and 7, we got introduced to the poetries by William Wordsworth and a few
William
of,
Wordsworth.
yeah. And among, if I say that I have fallen in love with literature, then that is when I started reading about William Shakespeare and all his work. I have read all of them. Yeah. And then I used to be a big Harry Potter fan. So J.K.
Oh,
Rowling, each and every one of them I've completed. And now coming to poets, Robert Frost is again one of my favorites. And I am someone who has, gone through various career trajectories and then settled for writing. And there were a
right.
lot of things coming across. Like people were asking me, "You are an engineer. Come on, you're a polymer technologist. Why writing?" And then this
Yes.
poetry by Robert Frost, it connects with me like the road not taken. You
Oh,
remember
yeah.
the last four lines? I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverge in a wood, and
Mm.
I took the one less traveled by. It deeply
Yes.
connects with me
Yeah, yeah.
because I am something.
Yeah.
I'm just fallen for writing. I have fallen for writing. That is
Yeah,
so
I always
deeply
take
inspiring.
I always take roads less traveled as a rule of thumb also. I don't know why, but I love to explore places which have not been explored. Maybe that is the reason.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think I completely agree with you on these
Mhm.
poets of this time which we have lived in during our childhood.
Correct.
They simply write magnificently, amazingly beautiful lines.
Correct.
Uh, and that may be the reason why when I was writing these
Mhm.
poems, my life in poems, a lot of inspiration has been drawn from these poets, I think. And I would not say I'm that great that I'm writing something like that them, but I think my vision is somewhere in that space, that
Yeah.
when we look at nature, or we look at ourselves, or we look at society in
Mhm.
general, we are very giving. We are very open to things which are happening, and we can
Mhm.
actually observe that beauty. Even in the imperfection, we can find the beauty, and then we can
Correct.
express that. That I think it has been maybe the foundation of all the poems which have been written. So, um, any thoughts on that, Pallavi, from your side?
Yes, exactly. Like embracing imperfections, that is one skill we all pick up. But then I would say that at times when we fall short of inspiration to actually
Yes.
do that, to, when we fall short of courage to actually embrace the imperfections, I think go for reading your poetry, any poetry that deeply connects with you. It will immediately cause you to a switch of mindset, and it will enable you to imagine from a broader dimension. Your perspective will broaden. So that is how literature has helped me as a whole. And in spite of being an engineer, I have been connected with literature all through my life. So that inspires me to write.
Yeah,
And
I
even if like
agree.
I'm
Yeah.
observing, yeah, we observe a lot. As writers, we have to observe a lot.
Yes, yes. I think there is always a moment like I want to uh, have, even though there is chaos around or there is noise around, I kind of connect with some something which is um maybe in front of me, but I don't hear anything other than that, or see anything other than that. I think I try to focus and observe and feel that particular creature or thing or whatever. And that, I think, gives me so much, I think, patience to listen to those, to that silence. I think the silence of something which is not even, so maybe a lot of people will be talking around, but then there is a silence between me and that object which is talking to each other. And I think I love that. Whenever I'm amidst nature, those are the best days when I can actually hear birds chirping, and
Yeah,
the rustle of the leaves, that the wind breeze, the breeze, all that somehow, kind of gives so much inspiration. And I feel I stay there and, enjoy that period. But I also want to make sure that, whoever has not come here or who has not seen this place is also able to visualize. So one of the other objective of my life in poem also was to give wings to the imagination of my readers, that you can actually explore, you can see, and see through my eyes. Maybe when you read the poem, you will connect to it very quickly, because it's something which maybe you would have seen, or you would have seen yourself, or in the social media, or somebody would have told you about, and you can actually visualize it. So from that angle, I was writing these poems where maybe um, people have not visited, but I have gone and I've seen it, and I could actually feel that presence, and I wanted to write that experience, write that
yeah.
into a poem. So
Same here,
that's how
when
I
we
was.
travel.
Yeah,
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 that happens a lot when you travel. And I have seen that you travel a lot. You love traveling.
yes,
I can see that. Yeah.
traveling. Yeah, not traveling to nature, natural places mostly. I try to go away from city mostly like once in 3 months, two
Yeah.
months, because city life is not for me.
Same here. Same
But
here.
yeah,
I
yeah,
need those retreats. I need those retreats. When I'm traveling, I feel that I'm actually observing the movement of the clouds. And you know people will find me crazy when I talk about it, but yeah, I can actually hear the chirping of the birds, even if it is like the sound of a stream flowing by. I can actually
yes,
connect with that too. I instantly get certain thoughts, and I want my readers to actually visualize those thoughts as well. So again, another objective is enable the readers to see this perspective through my eyes. If I could project even one space, even one particular, instance from nature, which can again deepen their thoughts, provoke self-reflection, and enable to get more clarity, then why not do that? So that's how
yeah,
my life in poem worked for me, and I feel I have transformed as a person when I write a book. After completing any book, I notice that transition in me. There is some change in me after every book, and after my life in
mm.
poems also, there has been a drastic change in me. So
Yeah. I know.
that is how it helps.
There is. I think this the other aspect of my life in poems was talking about transitions,
Correct.
because we have those different transitions from childhood, adulthood, to work, love, failures, all that, awakening. So when we talk about it, it is all transition we have been going through, and writing about those transitions, talking about the feeling we have, those emotions, those tiny emotions we have during that time. It let me like go back in time and experience some of them again. Though there were some parts where there is pain and fear and all that. But I was this time. I maybe when I had gone through it, I was in. I was looking at it from that particular moment. But when I was going through now, while writing the poem, I was very objectively looking at it. I could feel the pain or fear or those low times, but then I could also see something good in it, because those were the times also which was shaping me up. They were helping me evolve as a person. So there is, I would say, a positive signal I could get, or I could sense while I was going through those memories, and I could actually write them into my poems in that fashion. So which is something my objective as well in my life in poems, that there is a, we have lots of problems in the world, but how you look at the problem, how you deal with that in on a day-to-day life is also important, because ultimately with positivity we can actually challenge, we can take any challenge and we can come over it. So that is, I think, the message also which goes into the in those poems. And in our poems as well, I think, where we are talking about age becoming just a number, I think I love those, that one, uh, which is quite an impact, right? And somebody having that mind block, that I am, maybe I'm too young, or I'm too old, or whatever. I think it just should go away, because
Correct. And
uh,
every phase teaches you something.
yes,
It has
yes,
something to tell you, and it builds your
yes,
resilience and tenacity, I find. I mean, with
exactly.
every instance of pain, or if you read through the lines, you will understand that I'm talking to my readers also, that if you read through the lines of this poetry, you will understand that how we are stressing on the fact that pain does build up patience for us. It teaches us patience. It challenges us, teaches us to look at the things in a different way. So if we try to extract positive out of a situation, we have a lot of it. And if we
Mm.
try to curb on it, then we will never find a way.
Right, right,
So,
right.
yeah. And I talk about the twists and turns in our lives also in one of the poems.
Yes.
So, I'm
Oh,
sure the readers will be able to connect with that.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of that, I think, one stanza is very dear to me, where you are actually questioning yourself only, right? There is
Yeah.
one of that line where you're questioning yourself. And
Correct.
I could feel that, sometimes we do this, we might get into this trouble, that it's actually self-doubt, right? We
Correct.
question a lot about whether this should be done or not. And then
Mhm.
we are feeling that maybe sometimes, during this kind of a phase, we also get people who are not supportive. But I think the message is very clear, that your own being is very important. If you can actually listen to your own self,
Mhm.
and we know that there is something called gut, and that gut tells us a lot many times,
Correct.
and how much we believe in it, how much we have the faith in that
Mhm.
feeling which we have, that matters a lot, and that matters in taking chances, also
Mhm.
choosing the right thing to do, because many a times when we listen to somebody else,
Mhm.
uh, it happens that they may be looking at a very narrow perspective, and they can subject you to some suggestion, but
Mhm.
direct you to some suggestion, but then if you might have followed your own
Mhm.
choice, or your own suggestion,
Mhm.
that suggestion, you could have done much better. I think this, I mean, I can take your example, because you had so much of transition, being an engineer to a teacher to a writer. I mean, I could understand that, how much of self-reflection you would have gone through, right?
Yeah. Correct.
And
I had to
that
think,
that
I had to
coming
focus on that
into,
inner voice. That inner
yes,
voice I
yes,
had to listen to. Otherwise, you will end up being like in a dilemmic state of mind. Or, I don't focus on this thing that, अच्छा ये हो सकता था मेरे लाइफ में, but what I
mm,
wanted to do is कि अगर मुझे ये रास्ता अपनाना है, so I would like to go forward, take that leap of faith, explore that area, and
right,
then based on that I take a judgment. So without
right, right.
exploring we will not know कि सही किया कि गलत.
Yeah, so see, there is a fear of unknown always, right? I mean, we will always have it. We
Exactly.
cannot get rid of that.
Yeah.
But then listening to what we uh, in our core we are aligned to, I think that is
Yeah.
very important. That makes, maybe we will fail,
Mhm.
but then we tried,
At
right?
least we
We tried.
tried. We have this satisfaction. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we tried
in my life
exactly.
in
So
poems, we have many such particular stanzas, your poems, my poems, many
yeah,
areas where we talk about these specific points, these specific aspects. And I'm sure readers are going to connect very deeply with it. And again, I would
yeah.
remind the readers that please go ahead, get your copies. I'm sure you're going to absolutely enjoy it. And yes, do let us know your feedback as well. We would love to hear from you all. Yeah.
Yes. So yes, so it is getting closer to launch. So
Yeah.
we have, this was the final pre-launch live we are having, and tomorrow is the last day, I think, for the pre-launch offer. On 15th, it will be on the release, and the prices will change as for the release date, and it is still a Kindle version release right now. We are planning a paperback very soon. I will announce the date of when the paperback will be available. But if you want to uh, listen and read to uh, something soulful very quickly, and you are looking forward to it, I think go for the Kindle version. I may also have a offer where the people who have bought the pre-order will also try to see if we can have signed copies sent to them,
Sure.
which is also something I'm looking forward to. So some few lucky, we will do a lucky, lucky winner contest, and we'll see who are the lucky ones who can get it, and uh, stay tuned for that offer, because before uh, before the paperback release, we are going to do some lives again, and
Yeah.
that will be fun, I think. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. So again, I would thank our readers, our audience for joining in. Thank you so much. Your presence really inspires us to have a hearty discussion about our upcoming book, and it gives us a sense that we are connected to all of you. And it feels great connecting with readers every time as an author, as a poet. And I love to hear from feedback from my readers as well. So again, friends, I would request you that if you haven't ordered it as a pre-order yet, you can go ahead, get your copies and the Kindle versions. And yeah,
And yeah, do message us with what you felt about this live. Any feedback from this, you definitely should message us.
mhm,
Also, I would suggest message us your favorite poets and authors as well, because that also inspires us. Uh,
mhm,
you know, uh, some of the works maybe we have not read, and it will be
yeah,
nice to read some of those great works which are out there. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. This way we can, get a lot of new areas to read, new poems, new work to read, and we would love to do that as well.
Yes,
So
I
yes,
love reading poems
really nice.
always. That's my favorite pastime, I would say. Yeah. Anytime I grab a book, I think I would love to grab a poetry book,
Mhm,
because those are like so quick, and you get inspired, motivated very quickly with some light-hearted ones, or something which is very deep,
mhm.
meaningful. So yes, so looking forward to your suggestions as well. Uh, for authors, for poets who you look forward to, and any feedback from our live discussion. Did it inspire you? Did you feel good about it? Anything which you want to challenge us with, or anything you want to suggest us? Definitely go ahead and message.
Yeah, sure. So yes, that's all from my side. And thank you again, Siddharth, for joining and for giving me this idea that let us go Insta Live with our readers because it's going to be an exciting experience. And yes, it was an enjoyable experience talking with our readers in front of us, and then discussing our upcoming book. It was a enlightening experience for both of us. And friends, I'm sure you are going to wait for the launch. So we'll be soon announcing the rest of the details. Thank you so much for joining in. I would like to end the session here. Thank you. Thank you, Siddharth.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks,
Thank you.
Vallavi, for hosting. Thank you.